Good afternoon, everyone. Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly market update for Wednesday, February the 22nd. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, and happy FOMC day. We had FOMC minutes released today, right there, I think. Or maybe it was right there. Anyway, yeah, actually, you know what? It was about right there. Anyway, we had a pretty decent pop up, and then we just kind of fell uh, for the rest of the day down here. This is the ES we're looking at, and not. I mean, it's a pretty decent reaction from the FOMC. The ironic thing is we already know what the FOMC minutes are going to say. It's just the reading contest once it is released to pick apart the wording and find that they said this or that to try to make an assumption about the market up or down, right? Um, Historically, the FOMC minutes have not made that much, not near as much of an impact as the just the actual Fed meeting itself. But anyway, we had this bounce back up into the close here and then a little bit higher here. This is probably due to, see the NASDAQ here? This is probably due to the NASDAQ popping up on NVIDIA earnings after the close, and this is the RUT kind of following, the ES kind of following. I'm not 100% sure that's what it was. I was on a conference call until just a minute ago, but I believe that's what happened. So I know Nvidia beat, and raised guidance and that kind of stuff. So the Nasdaq went higher. But in any case, let's step back here and look at this. I like to focus on the ES so we can really get a good idea of what's going on with the overall market. If we go back to let's do a 20-day chart here. We were trading all the way up into 4,200 up here. Again, remember this is ES, and kind of in this range for a while. Last week in the video, I talked about this kind of range we were in. We did pop through it there. That red line is a voodoo fire line. This is not normal that you would break that line to the downside and then come right back through it. That's actually not very normal. Typically, we would do this, and here, we went straight through it on, was that CPI last week, I believe. I can't remember. I believe that's what it was. But anyway, again, in any case, since 4,200 up here, we've come all the way back down to basically, 4,000 or a little below that. And so we've had a 200-point drop here that's a 20-day chart. So a very, very steep drop to the downside. So where do we go from here? And I always try to trade, I'm an options trader, and I always try to trade using the Greeks, and I trade delta neutral. So I'm always kind of coming in from a neutral standpoint anyway. I can have a overlying theme of bullish or bearish, either one. I'm not bullish particularly at this point. I've been saying for the last couple of weeks that I'm bearish, and I've been shorting the rallies. As if we get a rally, I'll short it. Just thinking this thing's going to keep going lower. Now we could at any point in time here have a pretty sharp move, like this, any of these intraday kind of things. And we could get back up here to our fire line. We could even go back up here on some, I think, bigger, better news. We would have to probably have a catalyst to get up there. We could get a big move with short covering, maybe 60, 80 points or something like that. But to get really back up here, I think we're going to have something a little more than that. So in looking, let's move this out to the let's move this out to a 1-year chart, and I'll show you what I'm thinking. Okay, so looking at a 1-year chart here, this is a trailing 12 months. So obviously the trend is down with some lower lows and lower highs. I thought maybe this channel was going to be broken here, but we are coming back down here. So for me, in looking at this, I'm looking at, again, what's going to be a catalyst to give us a big change. And the next one that we're going to have payrolls here coming up soon. Then we're going to have the next CPI, which has been the biggest thing. CPI is, of course, the gauge of inflation for us, and the Fed, that, what the Fed is using to make their policy decisions with, right? So we've got CPI, and then we got PPI. So next, let me get my calendar up here. Next, CPI is on the 14th. I believe, yes, it's on March 14th here. And then we have PPI on the 15th. And then we have Fed meeting, I believe, is on the 23rd. So, lots are going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's virtually impossible to make any kind of long-term predictions, of course, because we don't know what's going on with inflation. And I will say this: we have been in this cycle of critically watching CPI and PPI and Fed for about the last 6-7 months, as it's been the number one driver. Inflation, supply chain, all that kind of stuff. That's the latest crisis. The one before that, of course, was COVID. Who knows what the next one will be. But we are probably closer to more light at the end of the tunnel type thing with the inflation and all that kind of stuff. A lot of variables going on, so it's really hard to say. The way to trade this is, in my opinion, I think this is kind of the ceiling on the market right now. Maybe we get back up here, we probably get denied, and we come back down here. Now, how far we go, who knows? Do we take out this October low? Very possibly. The Fed presidents have been going back and forth and saying, we should do 25 basis points. No, we should do 50. We should do more, that kind of thing. A lot of that's going to make a big difference on if we go lower and how far we go lower and that type thing. So I'm trading that using iron condors, calendars, double calendars, diagonals, double diagonals, things that are range bound, because I can see us probably staying, somewhere in this range. There's 4,200, 3,900. I just put on yesterday. Today at the close, I put on an iron condor. I did 4,100, 3,900 iron condor for this Friday, 2 days. So 2 days from now. So stuff like that, and that's been working. We're up pretty nicely for the year, just doing these little singles and doubles, because we don't really have a lot of clarity. This chart, there's no trend here, right? So all that being said, I'm continuing the same thing we've been doing for the last, I can't even remember how long it's been now. It's been a long time. We're trading much shorter time frames. I'm really limiting the risk, and I'm actually really trying to hit singles and doubles and taking smaller wins when I get them, just because of all this chaotic move that we've been having. Again, if you're looking at trying to trade something and the only chart pattern is straight up or straight down or straight up or straight down or straight up or straight down, that's hard to trade. And the buy and hold here is not working, and it's not, in my opinion, a good idea. So trading is the way to go. So I hope this helps, hope it makes sense. I wish there was more clarity, but there's not at the moment. The things that we're doing are working, and we are making money. So if you want to learn more about how we're doing and how I'm doing it specifically, come to Simpler Trading, come in the main room, come in my room. I have a separate trading room called Bias, and we do this every day with real trades and all that kind of stuff, and live trades and real money. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. Hope it helps. Let me know if I can help you, and if I can, and otherwise I will see you guys at the next update, which will be next week on Wednesday. So thanks for the time, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Without Simpler Trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency. It's one of the things that won me